Every time I do these videos, I look homeless day by day. This isn't a 36. Now, I haven't sold it, I haven't got rid of it. This is a customer car. Now, this car has been taking up most of my time this week. There you go. What you can't see is all the millions of panels I've had to put on the inside and outside. All along here, all for the subframe mount. This is all rotted away. You know, the whole shebang. There's a lot of work gone into that. Which means, obviously the E36 is a rolling and driving car, right? You'd be 100% right if you check out here. Boom. It's rolling. We have a lot of camber on it right now. Obviously, my next job, I'm going to bring it in and I'll talk you through it. But yeah, there's a lot of camber on it. And if you look in here, that's a bucket seat. Is it mounted? No. All the dash is back in, all back together. Oh no. What? I just charged that battery. Ah. No way. No way. I've literally had that on charge for 24 hours. What a scam. What a fucking scam. For fuck's sake. This jump pack is dead, so I've not got a lot of hope for this. Hoping the little bit of charge in each will make it start. Oh yeah. Thank God for that. Con. I don't know why the hazard lights keep going on. They do. They keep going off. I'm going to bring it inside now. We'll have a chat. I'll tell you what, sort my hair out for the viewers. I'll tell you what has happened. It's got really fucking cold and I'm freezing. My little nose and fingers and toes are all really cold and I'm just braving it in a hoodie, obviously, because that's what I usually do. I also have broken my tripod. Stood on it, and now this little piece here doesn't thread in and it's all loose and it doesn't hold itself together, which is really annoying. Ignore all the rust down there. That's gonna obviously get moved. Boom. It's on the ground. This is obviously not the finished height. Also, I glossed over that. All the boot carpet, etc. is in. I've trimmed the strut top, or strut bar around the carpet, which I think looks quite neat. Well, weird there. There you go. Looks good. I put the ambers back in. It's broken. This happened when I took it out, to be honest. It was so seized in there. Stay there. Put these back in because I think I prefer it 100%. It's freezing. Anyway, if we look in here, obviously I just said, I put the interior back together. All underneath the trims there. Sent the consoles in, handbrakes all adjusted. I got this seat in, which we have a problem with. Basically, where this seat wants to sit, which is about here, this is the problem. When I shut the door, and that's all the way over there. I might get a little bit, but it hits the door card here. You have to slam the door, which isn't great. Obviously I got the shifter. Oh, it's so cold. Got the shifter, Born to Drift shifter. It's so stiff. It's really stiff. If you've got one of these, you'll know. Brake. Oh no, that's why I couldn't press the accelerator. Basically, I bled the brakes and one of the hard lines has failed on the rear. And obviously I didn't touch any of those. They're all what came with the car. But it had a leak, so I need to rebead the brakes. And then the clutch works. The biting point is a little low. I don't know if I need to bleed it a little bit more. Not sure. There's a lot of camera on the front. It always looks a lot more with the standard wheels on. I had a little accident as well when I put it all back together. So I bled the power steering, and obviously the gas struts have given up. Oh, for God's sake. Just stay there, you know what I mean? Anyway, all the way down there is where the power steering reservoir is. So I went to put the lid back on, and there's an air intake temperature sensor, and I snapped the fitting of it. So yeah, I've looped those at the minute, so that's why I've got no intake. I'm going to put a fucking cone filter on that anyway. And from that, yeah, coolant went everywhere, all over the engine bay. I've had to bleed it again. Hopefully it's flared out correctly, because obviously these cars overheat quite a lot. So yeah, I've not driven the car because of the brakes, so I don't know if it gets hot. I've had it idling and it seems fine, but we'll see. I need to put the wipers back on because it looks pretty weird without them, not gonna lie. Yeah. Cold. So yeah, as a whole, this is like nearly done, nearly there, roughly. I need to sort the brake out, which is brake line, and then I got all my wheels back now fully. And I don't know if I said in the video, but these center caps, as rough as they are now fixed. If you can look in there, there's a whole new thread all the way around. It's a bit ropey, but these are like really old. They've been blasted. They're like cast aluminium. They're really weak, and I can't get another set. So he basically run a weld all the way around, put it in the lathe, and then fly, I don't know, whatever it's called. Basically, put a new thread in that, and all four, so they thread onto the wheels perfectly. So towards the end of this video, I am going to start trying to polish these lips, get rid of all the paint off it, and start prepping them for paint. Because on Wednesday, I last minute booked a ticket to Pod. So on the 7th, a week earlier than my original drift day. So I'm going to go to both if I can, and hopefully I don't crash on like the 7th. Or I might not even make it, because there's quite a lot to do this weekend in the grand scheme of things, especially like involving these wheels. Alongside of all of that, my struts are just too long. Too long. The car doesn't go low enough. Sucks. I think I know the reason why. These are Mark III Golf struts, not Polo, and they're AP. And usually AP are longer than the cheap ones. And the Mark III Golfs are also longer than the cheap ones, so I need some cheap Polo coilovers for the rear. Which sucks. Honestly, it really does suck, because I need this car to be finished by Tuesday. So I got MOT it. Get it tracked, get the car low enough, get the wheels refurbed, get the tyres put on, get the wheels to fit, make sure everything else is gone, get the seat in, get the wipers on, make sure the coolant works, actually drive it, put my rear plates on. Why do I do this to myself? It's going to be a long weekend. Yeah, there's a lot to do, which is why I haven't been picking up the camera. There's a lot of things I've done in the background which are a bit boring. So yeah, that's a little small update for you on that one. Obviously I got the exhaust all welded back together with the decap. The seat mounts I've got, they're just here. I don't know if I just said that or not, but I got new seat mounts for it, because an E36, the seats sit well the wrong side. You literally sit so far away from the steering wheel, and you need to move your seat closer to the tunnel by like 7 miles until you're nearly central. But that doesn't really happen, so hopefully the seat brackets work. Hopefully the seat brackets work, and hopefully I can still close the door, because it wasn't working the other day and I couldn't see myself actually moving the seat over any more than it was. So it might be one of those where I have to slam the door to close it. I'm not kind of holding the door card. That's gash. But yeah, I'm going to jack this up, get these wheels on, and hopefully start polishing them. So much work to do. And I also need to measure the rear struts because, yeah, they're just completely the wrong length. And I need to double check before I go and buy some that they're going to be low enough. The car has like water in the fuel or something because it's really steamy, which would make sense. The car's been sat since 2016 and wouldn't be surprised if there was a load of water in the fuel. So I need to get rid of all that fuel, probably just burn it off, fill the rest of the tank up with good fuel and send it on its way. But yeah, there's a lot to do. I thought I'd pick up the camera now so I could do a little update video. Boom. Basically, as you can see, there is powder coat left on my wheels now. The engineer man got a little tool in there and he took it all off this edge. Well, most of it. But anyway, that's the bit that I can't really get to, mainly. So my plan of action is to turn the car on, bang it in gear, and then I have some sandpaper in here, which I'm literally just going to hold on here, get my finger in there, blah, blah, blah. And then hopefully this will turn into sort of a polished look. I'm going to go up to like 600 grit, but I'm going to start at 80 because there's a lot of pitting in here, like a lot. So yeah, I have a adapter for the grinder. One of these wheels, if you've ever seen one, these are really good for taking paint off, but obviously they're a bit bulky, so I'll get it on this edge here and then I'll just try and get as close into there as I possibly can. That'll help get the initial bit of paint off, I hope. And then yeah, run the sandpaper on it, and then after all the wheels are done, I'm just going to scotch this down, give it some wheel silver and call it a day. These wheels are never going to be perfect. They have been through a terrible life. Yes, is there someone that could fix it and make them immaculate? Yes. Is that person going to be me? No. By all means, if you want to take it with you and you eventually buy this car, if you want to fucking make them immaculate, by all means, but I'm not into it. Oh, hang on a minute. Not going to do any of that because the fucking battery's dead. What am I going to do? So yeah, I might need an alternator before next week. I'm not sure if I just got a dodgy battery. I just tightened them up because they didn't work. I don't know what's going on. There's a lot to do. I'll let that charge up for a bit. Have something to eat because I haven't eaten today. And then I'll start doing the sketchy polishing. If you don't like sketchy things, you probably shouldn't look because it's not ideally safe. This is where the struts sit. I don't know how I didn't notice this before, but yeah, the struts are bottomed out there. And we need to go lower by like 50 mil. So I need like struts that are, say, 60 mil shorter than that. Oh man, so annoying. Right, charge the battery now. Just gonna put it in fifth. Hopefully it just start. Please just start. It's spinning. It's making a weird noise. Not sure why, but yeah. It's gonna get. I'll show you. I've got an 80 grit. 80 grit right here. Just to do this. Hopefully we get a nice finish and all the paint comes off and I don't lose my little fingers. But I've lost it and it hit me in the head. Oh. I basically don't want to touch the spoke because that's all prepped and I don't want to get an 80 grit on it. This is actually quite hard. I've never done this before. Right, I'm going to use my other hand, but you get the idea. Oh. little shinier. You know, I can see a little bit of shine in it. My hands are getting dirty. There's a lot of resistance on it. I'm actually pushing down quite hard. I'll show you the grinder technique. Right. Yeah, so we've got this on here, and you can't really see now because it's spinning, but there's paint all the way around this edge. So I'm going to put the grinder on there. Hopefully this works and I don't die, because this is going to, well, they're going to be spinning in opposite directions. Oh yeah, beautiful. That's good. I'm going to use 2 hands. The BMW is about to die because it's hunted and it's clearly not charging the battery, so it's dying out of battery power, which is really annoying because it's now stopped my rest of my plan for the rest of the day. We will get to see if this has worked anyway, I guess. Obviously it's worked, it's a lot better. I can see it's a lot better, but it's not very even. My theory is potentially the brushes on inside the alternator, they're like shitted up because this car's been sat for a long time. And I was expecting this to die, but it sounds like it's idling a little bit better than it was before now. And it's been like 5 minutes or so, and I was expecting it to die by now. But it's carried on running, so yeah, I'm just gonna leave it, keep letting it run and see if it goes. But the wheels are getting there. I got a new bit of sandpaper because it was dead, just wet and dry. I should probably get some water, but I think my fingers might fall off if I put some water on it. So we're going to continue on with the 80. There's a tiny little bit of paint in there that I can't get, so hopefully I can get to it now. I've got a new bit and I'll move my way up. Right, so I've done it quite a bit now. I've gone all the way down to 320. As you can see, there is a bit of shine on there, but just seeing that little crease there, there's definitely paint. Just going to take it out of gear. Put the handbrake on, have a look. Oh, look at that. It looks so good. So much better. There's a couple of bits to go around the edge here. God, it's so smooth. You can see deeply. That's like sandblasting marks. So there's a bit of mark in there. See, these are very, very pitted. This is the problem that I've got, is that they are extremely pitted. There's a, spin it around. Just seeing that. I don't know how to get in there with the sandpaper. It's certainly an improvement. I just need to get right in there. I tried a screwdriver while it was going round. I'm gonna scrape it out now. I think it's just in the one place and it looks like it's all the way around the wheel. Powder coat is so thick, it's just like pissing in the wind sometimes. You can see it these are very pitted. I think I'm gonna have to go over them in the 80 grit. Damn, that's quite a lot. Go down a little bit more. Scrape that out there. Okay. From a distance, night and day difference, obviously. It didn't take me too long. That's probably taken me like 20 minutes really. Make the most of it. Scrape that out. I'm not worried about any scratching marks with a screwdriver, to be honest. This is not professional advice. I probably wouldn't tell you to do this on your own car, but if it works for me, it's probably gonna work for you. Yeah man, these are proper pitted. That's like in the powder coat. That's so strange. Like you can't even really feel that at all. You can't feel that at all. I'll probably get in there with a grinder. This one. Maybe dig a little deeper. I've done the edge of the lip as well. There's a couple of nicks in it and stuff like that, but I'm not too bothered about. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anyway, I'm gonna carry on doing this. It just takes a while. I think the car's fixed itself. It's not not trying to die, so maybe the alternator's kicked in and it started working. It's all over the car. Yeah, that's the last one down to 320. It's actually a nightmare because these are such bad wheel to start with. It's all that. This blue wheel, when they get a bit old, that's all that blue wheel. So when the blue wheel gets old, it like turns into like rubber and tar, and it's sort of all these little marks here are that blue wheel. So I need a new wheel to start that again, but that will literally just sound off. So I need to go over these again in 600. So these are just finished in 320 for now. I thought I'd get as many as I could. I'll get them all done. Yeah, I just thought I'd get them all done now to 320. That way I've got all the paint off, and then when the time comes, God, I forgot to do the back edge of this lip. When the time comes, I'll put some 600 on it. Probably tomorrow, but yeah. I've done the other three. Same again. All the same. But yeah, the car's been sat here idling for like 2 hours, maybe? I'd say like half an hour each wheel it's taken me. So yeah, 2 hours. It's not even like overheated or anything. Man, it's literally all over the car. I am covered as well. I'm covered in it, absolutely covered in it, yeah. You might be able to hear that. The camera picks it up, but basically the solid flywheel that I put in, usually they're dual mass, so the dual mass adds as like a damper. So when you put the solid flywheel in, it makes a bit of a rattling noise. So that's what you can hear, if you can hear it in the video. Yeah. So yeah, alternator is probably fixed. The wheels are pretty much there. Just got to put some 600 on there, polish them. I'm going to Scotch Brite the centres and then give them a paint. High build. They're not going to be mint. They've got a couple of chips in them. Yeah, the chip in them. I might just sand those down a little bit before. But yeah, they're coming together finally. So yeah, that's just a small little update video for you. I've been sending you a lot of information in the video. It's for good reason. Got a lot going on. I got dirt. Oh, it's everywhere. I need to have a shower. I feel disgusting. That is a horrible job. I don't recommend it to anyone. Yeah. Moral of the story is I got a shit ton to do. Drift day next week. I need to get on. By the time Monday comes, if it's not done, and I can't drive it to the MOT station on Tuesday, I'm gonna be pretty screwed. So there's that, because I need to get up at like 5 o'clock, not even 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock Wednesday morning to get to this drift day. Everyone's gonna be there. I say everyone, a lot of people are gonna be there. It's the last drift day that Santa Pod are doing this year. And I'm gonna be there. We've never actually drifted before, so what could possibly go wrong? Car that's not been driven in a very long time. I've absolutely tanked to a million bits. All my driving capabilities. One of the two is going to go wrong. I can feel it. But yeah, just stay tuned and keep watching because you'll get to see my misery on camera.